Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. What's going on, Pile 1? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another pick a card love reading, tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings as they pertain to you and their connection with you. So just keep in mind it's a general collective love reading, so whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that bit of information and leave it behind for whomever it is resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below. The booking details are there. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, including there's a $25 thoughts and feelings reading that you can get. Okay, just wanted to let you know that. We're going to get right into your reading otherwise. So you guys were drawn to the Ametrine. Let's see your person's overall energy when it comes to you, their overall mood and vibe when it comes to you and their connection with you. So we have the full moon in Libra. It is showing up in the reverse though, and so it says a win-win outcome is forecast, but there's something here about imbalance, okay? That's being clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. So whoever the divine masculine is in this connection, the imbalance is coming from their side, okay? Because the Queen of Pentacles, the feminine energy here, is showing up in the upright position. So we have the Ace of Swords also showing up in the reverse. And then we have the Six of Wands showing up in the reverse. There may be a question as to whether or not, and we'll see what the rest of the cards have to say. There might be a bit of confusion on the divine masculine's part. And I'm just going to read that as being your person, Pile 1. Okay, because the overall energy of the people that tune into these readings are usually, because I can see the statistics are feminines, all right? But anyway, it doesn't always have to be, but the most majority of the information I'm picking up on is the feminine, you. You're grounded, you're fine. So a lot of this questioning, this confusion, this lack of insight is coming from your person's energy. And it says with the win-win outcome is forecast, but it is showing up in the reverse. Your person could be afraid of failure here with the Six of Wands, okay? And not quite sure if whatever happening in your guys' connection, if it can be successful. And the fact that you are showing up, or the Queen of Pentacles energy is showing up in the upright position, is just letting me know your person isn't, they're not questioning you. They're not questioning your stability, okay, pile one. This feels like it's more, they're questioning themselves. Let's find out. Pile one's person. I'm going to get shuffle one more time. Pile one's person. What is Pile one's person? Real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. Oh, and then you guys were drawn to the Ametrine, and then look at the purple here. I wonder if your person is feeling cut off from like their higher self or just their inner guidance system. We'll see. Pile one's person. What are their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one, please? Oh yeah, says I don't know what I want. First one we have is I can't get you off my mind, okay? And then it comes out with I don't know what I want. We're going to get 6 of these total. Pile one's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile one and their connection with pile one, please. If I could undo the pain I caused you, I would. Oh yeah, and then that's coming out with, aren't you tired of dealing with my bullshit yet? Wow. Your person knows, and they're even acknowledging pile one, that they put you through a lot, okay? They put you through a lot, but these two cards are going together. And they're actually surprised, pile one, that you're still you're still hanging in there, or that you hung on for as long as you did. We're going to get 3 more. Pile one's person, what are their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings? And there is remorse coming through. There is guilt and regret and remorse coming through in your person's energy about putting you through all the things that they put you through, all right? Pile one's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile one, please. Okay, well, it says I'm serious about you. Okay, so they do want you to know that further thoughts and feelings, they are taking you in this connection seriously. Pile one's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings, please. Let's get 2 more. Pile one's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings, please, towards pile one and their connection with pile one. Okay. We have, I'm waiting for the right time and nothing but drama. So, what's we got going on at the bottom? Oh, it says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Bottom of the deck energy. Let me check that out real quick, pile one. Let's see, what's going on with that? Tell me more about this bottom of the deck energy. Okay. All right. That's passing energy, meaning it's weakening. Your person may have been questioning that, whether or not their love for you was real, whether or not it was, you know, it's being clarified by the devil in the reverse. And so this could be the result of like an attachment issue that your person has, or an abandonment wound that causes them to question everything to the detriment of the connection. Okay. That doesn't feel, like I said, with that being at the bottom of the deck, that's energy that's weakening. It's not energy that's kind of humming in the background. It's actually weakening. I don't feel like they're questioning that as much anymore, especially if you guys are like absent. If you guys are separated, you know how they say like the absence makes the heart grow fonder. There are some things that they are picking up clarity on, but let me see where, because we still have that Ace of Swords showing up in the reverse. That might just again be pointing to that Six of Swords, whether or not, you know, this connection can be successful if they were to invest more in it, or put their all into it, or just, you know, reinstating it if you guys are in separation. Tell me more about the Ace of Swords in the reverse, please. For pile 1. Okay, we got, yeah. Oh, okay. That's what they're wondering, is if there's been too much damage done in this connection for there to actually be, you know, a successful reconciliation, or just for the two of you to be able to coexist in a very harmonious relationship. They're wondering whether or not they put you through so much, if there's way too much water under the bridge, or if, you know, the gap cannot be bridged. Okay, yeah, that's what they're questioning, is whether it's that Six of Wands in the reverse. Can this be successful now that all of this stuff has happened, right? Have I pushed this connection in pile 1 past the point of no return? Can pile 1 and can this connection heal? Or with the Three of Swords in the reverse showing up with the Two of Cups in the reverse, your person might be also wondering, like, are you guys just better? Like, can healing only happen with the two of you separating and being apart, right? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Tell me about I'm waiting. So on the board we have can't get you off my mind. I don't know what I want. I will clarify that. Again, we had, aren't you tired of dealing with my bullshit yet? Coming out with, if I could undo the pain I caused you, I would. Again, your person is feeling regretful and remorseful and even guilty for this, a lot of this, for the stuff they put you through. I wanted to say a lot, okay? There may be some things your person isn't necessarily regretting, but it does feel like what they are regretting is the pain that it caused you. Okay, that's what they're regretting. We also have, I'm serious about you and about us. I'm waiting for the right time and nothing but drama. That drama feels like your person knows it's coming from their end, not yours, pile 1. Tell me about, I don't know what I want. Regarding what? For pile 1's person, pile 1's person, what do they mean by I don't know what I want? In regards to what? Okay. They're having a difficult time. So here we have the Page of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. They don't know whether or not, because they're kind of in this individual, like they're thriving, and maybe they see that with you as well. Like both of you might be thriving individually, apart, separate from each other, and they're not quite sure yet if what they want is to try to breathe new energy with that Ace of Wands in the reverse. They don't know if they want to breathe energy into like union, into couplehood, right? Page of Wands in the upright position, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, that's your person. I'm hearing better off alone. You know, they might be wondering whether they're better off alone, whether you're better off alone. Tell me more. Yeah, and actually, you know, they are pretty much getting in the way in regards of, they're wondering whether or not they're just too much of a burden. Because if they are showing up, so a Page of Wands can be an immature, childish energy. That can also talk about, you know, actual children. There could be children involved here. Take it where it resonates and where the energy fits. But with that Eight of Swords, your person, it feels more like they're kind of trapping themselves. They're getting in their own way here. They may not, yeah, they're not thinking and or seeing things very clearly right now. Tell me more about that Eight of Swords energy. If they're seeing themselves as the Page of Wands and you as the Queen of Pentacles, it's like there's a large energetic gap that they're clocking when it comes to you in this connection with you. They feel like they're not quite where they need to be. It's like the two of you are on completely different playing fields. They got a lot of curiosity, a lot of passion. They have a lot of energy, but they haven't mastered that yet. You know, with you coming through as the Queen of Pentacles, you've mastered that energy. You're grounded, you're reliable, you're stable. They're not seeing themselves as that way. They're not even in the same element as you. So, you know, your person could definitely be hyper fixating on what they feel the differences are, not understanding and realizing, you know, we can all evolve as a person, and our personalities are never set in stone, right? And so with your person coming through in the energy of saying, I don't know what I want, pile one, when it comes to you and their connection with you, they have the creativity, that the potential for that is there, but because they're not, or they haven't up until this point like developed that part of themselves, they don't actually have a very clear vision, because there is a very apparent gap between the two of you guys energetically. Okay. And they don't yet have the vision or the foresight as how that bridge is going to be gapped. Okay, how that gap is going to be bridged. See, it's like they're having even a hard time putting into words and context, like what's needing to happen here. There's just a lot of confusion coming through in your person's energy. Tell me about I'm waiting for the right time. I mean, regardless, even though they are in that Page of Wands energy versus your Queen of Pentacles energy, they're still serious about you and about the connection. You know, it's not that they don't want it to go anywhere or go to the next level. They're just seeing like, I don't have the resources to match your energy, pile one. Tell me about I'm waiting for the right time. Oh, there's that King of Wands energy. Wow. Yeah, it's like, you know, they want to, and I know that wand energy isn't necessarily, you know, a perfect divine match for pentacle energy, but, you know, sometimes, I mean, fire can make fire energy, you know, when you think about fire and earth energy, it's like, or earth, you know, the actual, you know, physical earth. You can purify the earth, like the impurities in the earth, through fire, right? And so, I mean, they can work very well together. But with your person saying, you know, I'm waiting for the right time, and then that's being clarified by the King of Wands, it's like, you know, right now they're showing up in Page of Wands energy, very underdeveloped, okay, childlike. It's not coming through in the reverse position, so it's like it's not necessarily childish, but still very underdeveloped, okay? And they're saying I'm waiting for the right time. Basically, they're waiting to get to a point where they're waiting until they've mastered their own energy, their own element, so that they can at least match you in terms of like, you're a master of your realm and they want to be a master of their realm, and together the two of you can come and bring your strengths together, right? Because all they're bringing to the table right now are just their weaknesses. That's it. Because they have not mastered their own energy yet. They are seeing this. They may not be putting it in these exact terms, but they are noticing a gap. Okay? Waiting for the right time for what then with that King of Wands energy? Before what? Or and then what? No, they're waiting before they address the Six of Wands in the reverse energy. Okay, because it came out again, Six of Wands in the reverse. Okay, yeah, they're just not ready to throw their hat in the ring yet. We got the King of Cups showing up in the reverse with the, that's interesting, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Pile one, they know what you want, okay? And they're not being dismissive about it. Again, we have your person coming through saying, I am serious about you. They've heard you. They recognize what you want, and they're not taking it lightly, but what they are realizing, it's like, I'm not that person yet. I'm not who I need to be in order to really, they're not a worthy, I don't want to say a component, okay? They're not a worthy component. Meaning all they have right now are underdeveloped strengths and their weaknesses. That's it. And it's interesting to note that the King of Cups came out with the Ten of Cups. They just don't have it, the resource within them to give you this long-standing happy family life, happily ever after that you might be wanting, even though they do want to be the ones to give that to you. All right, pile one, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell. Yeah, so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Pile one, I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye. Pile two, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another Pick a Card Love reading. Tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings as it pertains to you and their connection with you. Just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general collective love reading. Whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that information or that message and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. All the booking details can be found in the description box below. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, including a $25 thoughts and feelings reading from your specific person. All right. So pile two, you guys were drawn to the Herkimer diamond. Let's see your person's overall energy, their overall mood and vibe when it comes to you and their connection with you. We have new moon in Scorpio, so it says work through your fears. And so your person might be feeling activated and negatively activated or negatively triggered. Their connection with you could be bringing a lot of stuff up, or possibly, you know, activating some kind of an attachment wound or an abandonment wound. We'll see. That's being clarified by this Four of Swords in the reverse, the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Three of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, your person is they're feeling, I'm hearing agitated. They're feeling very agitated. Let me find out what's going on with that Seven of Wands in the reverse here. Seven of Wands in the reverse. Tell me more about that, please. Their overall mood and energy. With a Seven of Wands in the upright position. What? Your person doesn't know which way is up. Okay, which way is left, right, down, whatever. Okay, we're going to get right into their feelings real quick, because your person is feeling very discombobulated when it comes to this connection, okay? They're not always closed down and shut down when it comes to you and the connection, but whenever their fears or their doubts or their insecurities are activated, that guard comes up. They're always on the defense. But right now, it doesn't feel like they are defensive or feeling defensive against you. They may be feeling defensive against like their own fears and doubts and stuff like that, but we'll see. Pile two's person, show me their honest, true thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile two and their connection with pile two, please. Pile two's person. I'm hearing something about skeletons in the closet. You agitate. Yeah, that makes sense with Scorpio energy coming through. If your person has any inner demons or they got skeletons in the closet, you and or their connection with you agitates those for some reason. And, you know, that can make sense for a lot of, you know, that's what relationships are. They are the most clearest mirror we could ever have, okay? Especially if it's karmic. And karmic doesn't always have to be negative. If there are any triggers within you, your connections with other people are going to expose those, okay? And the more you clear your own energy of those triggers, the more clear and clean your relationships with other people get. I hope that makes sense, okay? So whatever triggers your person has, whatever inner demons they might have, whatever skeletons in their closet they may have, they get stirred up around you, okay? Pile two's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile two, please. They could be feeling very restless in your energy, or when it comes to you and their connection with you with that Four of Swords in the reverse. What do we got going on here? I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. I feel like that's connected to that Four of Swords energy. Whatever you guys, if there's anything, if you guys are not getting along here with that Three of Cups in the reverse, they don't like it. And maybe that's what's agitating or activating, you know, the skeletons in the closet, or their inner demons, or just even just abandonment and attachment wounds could be, you know, your guys' absence. If you guys are separated, there's a restlessness in your person's energy, though, when it comes to you and their connection with you. With that Seven of Wands, I mean, they're not necessarily defensive against it. I mean, they, especially with that Scorpio energy, they're feeling it, okay? It's not just something that they're numbing out and pushing down. I mean, they're letting those things, those inner demons, that they're letting that wounding talk, okay? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. If they're allowing themselves to sit in that energy, that's going to allow themselves to process that out. They're going to be able to think much more clearly without that energy like hijacking, you know, your guys' connection. We're going to get 6 total. Pile two's person. Okay, hold on, let's see. Yeah, maintaining no contact, okay? We have, you're exactly what I'm looking for in a life partner, and that came out with there's no one else, okay? Your person doesn't want to be with anybody else. There's kind of a clinging energy coming through in your person's energy when it comes to you, pile two. And then we also have I like things right where they're at, and then we also have maintaining no contact. So, yeah. The vast majority of you are not even talking to your person right now. Again, and that being the case, I already mentioned earlier how your absence, the separation, like they're, you know, especially if you were, it doesn't even matter who was the one to walk away or why things, you know, dissolved, or why you guys may have broken up or went no contact. That doesn't even matter. Your absence or their revoked access to you and their connection with you is driving them crazy, okay? Driving them crazy. But with work through your fears, I don't know, your person, because again, with that Seven of Wands in the reverse, I feel like your person is allowing themselves to feel everything that they're feeling, okay? Meaning, yes, there's some activated triggers here, but I don't feel like your person is just trying to like numb them out, drink them away, or smoke them away, or, you know, fuck them away, or whatever the case may be. They might actually be working with someone, okay? They could very well be doing the shadow work, however they might be doing that, which is awesome. Give me 2 more. They're real, true, honest thoughts. Yeah, there we go. This is true love. And I'm feeling that may have been an epiphany that your person had or has had. I'm hearing very recently, okay? Where they may have been questioning up until this point whether or not what they were feeling for you was it attachment? Is it just because of an abandonment wound? You know, was it just lust? It's like, no, your person, they know, okay, that what they do feel with you is actual, real, true love. And now that's showing up underneath, there's no one else, and you're exactly what I'm looking for in a life partner. Your person is very clear on those things, pile 2, okay? And that the fact that this is true love. We do have I like things right where they're at. I'm not getting a bad energy from that, though. That feels more like your person coming through saying, pile 2, they love it here with you, or they love, you know, and maybe they didn't realize it at the time. They could have taken you and the connection for granted. You know, their thoughts and their fears, their doubts, and their insecurities, their wounding could have hijacked their ability to see you and the connection for what it was, that it was true love. It is a true bond, right? Now they're like, I like it here. I love it here, you know, or there. I love, you know, I would love it there with pile 2, especially if you guys are like broken up, you're separated. It's like, you know, they're realizing like, you know, wherever it is with you, they would love it there with you. Okay, I like things right where they're at, but I will clarify that. Let's get one more. You're my peaceful escape and my happy place. Wow. Okay, your person has gotten very clear on who and what you are to them. Look at the bottom of the deck. I'm feeling on top of the world. That energy, that bliss, that euphoria is tied to you and their connection with you. And this is them trying to work through their fears. There may have been something with your person where, I don't know why this is coming through. Sometimes when people are going through or working through abandonment wounds and attachment issues, it doesn't, like whatever side of the spectrum you might be. For instance, when I was working through my own attachment wounding, I was somebody that was very anxious, anxiously attached, maybe more fearful, avoidant. But as I started to heal my own abandonment wounds and my attachment issues, I actually swung on the other side where I was more avoidant, right? And then I continued working through my abandonment wounds and my attachment issues, and eventually, you know, I evened out right into the middle where now I'm securely attached, right? And that might be where your person is at, because I'm feeling their energy be a little bit more clingy towards you. So if they were avoidant and they've actually been healing abandonment wounds and attachment issues, it could be in that process where they're swinging more onto the more clingy, anxiously attached side. And as they continue to heal through and do the work, they will eventually balance out internally where they're more securely attached, right? But they are very clear on who and what you are to them, pile 2. You're their peaceful escape and their happy place. What you have, they feel is true love. When they're with you, or just, you know, this is bottom of the deck energy, and so this is more background energy. And so what it feels like, it's like they're contemplating if you know, if I get a second chance, like a real second chance with pile 2, I'm going to be the happiest person in the world. I'm going to be feeling on top of the world, because it's like they've gotten very clear on who and what you are to them. And for some of you where it is a breakup situation, now they're realizing it's one of those situations, you know, you don't really understand it and really appreciate it. And you may not even know, you know, what you have until it's gone. And that's exactly where, you know, I mean, phrases like absence, you know, your absence has made them grow fonder. Now that you're gone, they realize what it was that they had and what they lost and all that stuff. I mean, I know it sounds very cliche, but it is true, okay? It can very much be true. What do I want to look at? I like things right where they're at. I like things right where they're at. Tell me more about this energy, please. Oh, they want me to speak on, it says, I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. And so your person is, and I feel that. There's a 5 of Swords energy and a 5 of Wands energy coming through there. Now, they're not saying like they're going to be cutthroat, but it's one of those things. It's like they're not above, I'm hearing them say they're not above begging. That's when it's going to be required, right? They're in this stance of not letting anything and anyone get in their way. Okay, but let me see. Tell me more about I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. There is respect though, okay? And I was feeling that when that energy was coming through. There was this energy like with respect to pile 2, right? They're not gonna go so far as to become like this unmanageable stalker where you're gonna have to get restraining orders on them or anything, but they're letting you know, pile 2, they'll do whatever it takes. They'll jump through whatever hoops they need to jump through to get you back, okay? But with the 9 of Pentacles here with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, if you absolutely do not want them back, if they feel that, you know, getting you back or attempting to get you back would in any way disrespect you or anything like that, they're not, you know what I mean? They're not going to go to that extent where it becomes a burden on you. But they are letting you know, I'll do whatever it takes, pile 2, to get you back. I'll jump through whatever hoops. I'll do whatever you ask. I'll prove whatever you need me to prove. Okay, it's that kind of an energy. Tell me more about I like things right where they're at, please. Tell me more about I like things right where they're at. There's that Ace of Wands in the reverse again. Tell me more about that. The Ace of Wands in the reverse. This feels like almost like a safety thing. Yeah, because your person is still in the process of healing. So they're healing, right? They're not done healing yet. They may not be ready for like reconciliation quite yet. Okay, but let me see. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Tell me more about that Ace of Wands in the reverse, please. Yeah, there's the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so this is all just in the realm of your person contemplating what's possible, what they want, but they're not yet ready to put any energy into it. They're not yet ready to take action. There's still some things your person is noticing within their own energy, some kinks that they're having to like, you know, iron out, or some bugs they're still needing to iron out in their own energy before they're going to feel confident enough to actually make moves towards you and towards this connection with you, okay? Otherwise, they're going to be maintaining no contact. And that makes sense for those of you where, you know, pile 2, for those of you where you're not entertaining reconciliation with your person. And in that regard, your person, they're still in this energy, like, you know, if you give them the green light, they're like, they're on it, pile 2. If you give them the green light, you give them an inkling that there is an opportunity that they can win you back, it's on, okay? They want you to know that it is on. But for now, they're making peace with where things are at with you, which is actually a really beautiful energy to be in when you're working through fears, when you're working through doubts and insecurities and doing shadow work and stuff. Because part of being able to align to a desired timeline, right? You have to first make peace with the one that you're on, and that's what your person is doing. So that, you know, if they get the green light from you, you know, they're going to pursue you from a space of abundance, not from a space of lack. They're not going to be pursuing you from a space of trying to fill a void. That's never good, right? They want the two of you to be together where you're a whole person and they're a whole person, and the two of you come together and you share that wholeness, that abundance together. It's not, you know, it's not that, you know, they're draining you or you're draining them. It's nothing like that, right? I hope you understand what I'm saying. But pile 2, thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. We're going to end your reading there. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about that notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 2, I'll see you guys at the next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye. What's happening, pile 3? Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, my name is Michelle. We're doing another Pick a Card Love reading today. We are tapping in and channeling through your person's real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to you and their connection with you. So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general collective love reading. Whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that information or that message and leave it behind for whomever it's resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. The booking details can be found in the description box below. Many of the readings I have in the specific person category are $25, and including a $25 thoughts and feelings reading that you can book, where we've just focused on your person, okay? Their energy. Anyway, yeah, let's get into your reading. Pile 3, you guys were drawn to the Girasol. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if it's a soft G or a hard G, but the Girasol, very gemmy looking, clear looking rose quartz. And why is my son's Apple watch going off, you guys. Give me a minute. Ugh, I love my son, but he's incessant with this thing. Anyway, let's find out what's going on in your person's energy when it comes to you, their overall mood and their overall vibe. Okay. We have the South Node, which says, don't let your past hold you back. Let's see what direction that's going to be going in. We also have the Knight of Cups. Okay. The Three of Wands in the reverse. And the Four. Okay. Not too bad. So this feels like your person wanting to come through pile 3, saying they may have up until this point let the past hold them back, meaning like maybe, you know, their fears of, you know, especially if they are coming from like, you know, a broken home, or if they have experienced, you know, failed marriages or failed, you know, relationships, or just something to that degree. Like they're not going to let those fears and those insecurities and those doubts hold them back anymore. With the Knight of Cups energy here, there's an offer, you know, a heart-based, heart-centered offer, an offer of love on the table. And they're not really quite sure like when. There might be a timing issue here. There could be distance between the two of you that needs to be bridged. There could be some kind of a gap. It doesn't have to be geographical distance, although, you know, you guys could be in a long distance relationship. This could be a timing issue and or some kind of a gap your person is seeing that needs to be bridged. Okay, with the Four of Cups in the reverse though, the good news is they're not rejecting that, you know, whatever the issue might be, whether it's a timing issue and or a distance issue, they're not rejecting because of that reason. If your person's holding back, there's something else going on here. Okay, well, I mean, not necessarily holding back. There does seem to be some kind of a gap here that needs to be bridged when it comes to your guys' connection. They're not rejecting the connection itself, okay? They're not withholding the opportunity or their cup of love. Like that offer is there, but there's something kind of getting in the way. Let's see. Let's find out what's going on with tell me more about the Three of Wands in the reverse. Actually, let's get their thoughts and feelings out real quick. That might clarify it just in and of itself. If not, we'll further clarify it in a minute. Pile three's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 3, please. One more shuffle. Pile 3's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. When it comes to pile 3 and their connection to pile 3, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings, please. Making you a top priority. Yeah, boom. That's the first thing out, right? Your person wants you are their priority. You are a top priority, okay? Right now. Even though there's something that's kind of blocking, again, there's a gap that needs to be bridged, but you still are their top priority right now, okay? We're gonna get 6 of these out. Can we be friends? Why? What's that song? Why can't we be friends? Can't we all just get along? Let's see what else is going on here. I thought I could do this, but I just can't. We'll find out what's going on. You know, and a lot of that can just be your person's fears talking, right? Their insecurities and their fears and their doubts coming through. Wound mates, yep. That's that fear. Haunted by the past. Still holding a grudge. Man, your person might be working through or needing to work through some things. With the energy here that's coming out, what this is feeling like is like your person having their fears are holding them back, but recognizing it. The thing about the South Node is that's a comfort zone and it's often toxic, right? There's nothing wrong with being comfortable. There's nothing wrong with being at peace and being relieved, but it is a problem when it's toxic, when it's keeping you small. We have at the bottom of the deck, something/someone else has my attention. And so, yeah, let me see what's up with that Three of Wands now. What's this gap here with the Three of Wands in the reverse? What's the gap here? Tell me more about the gap. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. The Fool in the reverse. There's this is letting me know, pile 3, that your person, they have the ability to jump. Like, it's not necessarily that the gap needs to be bridged. It doesn't even feel like whatever that gap is, that it is so wide that it may not even need a bridge. It's just, you know, here, just a little hop, skip, and a jump away. What your person is saying here with the Fool in the reverse, they are actually afraid. There's some kind of a leap of faith that they're needing to make, that they are afraid of making. So what this is showing me is your person they are currently still allowing their past to hold them back. They are still allowing their fears and their doubts and the insecurities about repeating past patterns to hold them back, okay? They are afraid of taking risk. There's a leap of faith that they need to make, and they're not doing it, okay? Because I'm literally seeing the gap. It's like the gap is not even that big, right? And so, yeah, even if there is like a bridge that's needed to be built, it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, doubts, fears, and insecurities can, you know, make something small into, like, make a mountain, like make a molehill into a mountain. That's what fears can do. Your person isn't seeing things clearly, okay? What's going on with can we be friends? Actually, I want to see something else. Something else has my attention. Tell me more about this bottom of the deck energy, please. Yeah, okay. That's still, whatever this is, something or someone else has my attention. It's active. It's in the background, okay? Your person is distracted right now, and that's probably why my son's Apple Watch went off in the background right as I was beginning your guys' reading. Your person is being distracted by something or someone else. So, is it something or is it someone? Again, but we do have the Three of Wands coming out, okay? Let's see. Is this a person or is this a thing? Oh, these cute. It's a thing, okay. And, yeah. So what is it? What's got pile 3's person's attention? What is distracting them from this connection right now? Okay. You know, burdensome thoughts. The Ten of Wands here, I mean, that could be actual work. They could be distracting themselves with work. They could just have a really large project they're working on, okay? But with all the other energy here, your person could unknowingly, unconsciously, subconsciously, okay, using that as a distraction from you and their connection with you, okay? Attachment wounds, abandonment issues. I talk a lot about that stuff on my channel, but it just is what it is. I mean, we have wound mates right here, okay? I'm hearing that there's something they're not wanting to face. Is that about is that about pile 3, their connection with pile 3, or just overall in general? Something about you and their connection with you. What is that? What are they not wanting to face? Oh, okay. I don't know. So we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. That it can mean a couple of different things. Your person could feel like maybe they failed you, or they failed the connection, or the connection itself failed, especially if you guys have broken up, divorced, separated, whatever the case may be. They could also, no, I don't feel like it's them not feeling like you're the one. This feels more like a fear of failure. That's what they're not wanting to face when it comes to you and their connection with you. This might be why they're focusing so much on work or projects, or, you know, they're focusing their action and their attention and their motivation is going towards anything other than you and their connection with you. Because they feel more in control when it comes to like their work or whatever those things may be. I mean, it could be work and or, you know, just projects around the house, stuff like that. Things they can actually manage. Yeah, there's a lot on their plate, but it's like they feel more apt, or what do they call that? They feel more, what's that word? They have the competence. They feel more competent. You know, when it comes to you and their connection with you, your person may feel incompetent for some reason. Okay, for some reason they're almost like, I don't know if they feel like they're a failure when it comes to relationships, or just whatever the case may be. Okay, it could be haunted by the past. That could be attached to that one mate's energy. Tell me about, can we be friends? Why is that here? Let me look real quick, and I thought I could do this, but I just can't. Can't do what? Oh, there's a Three of Wands in the upright position. Tell me more about the Three of Wands as it relates to, I thought I could do this, but I just can't. You know, the Three of Wands can talk about having patience. Does your person have a patience problem? Are they just really impatient? That would make sense why they could be focusing so much on like everything else, like work and projects, and just keeping themselves busy on things that, you know, there's like an immediate return on their energetic investments. It's like, you know, it's predictable. They put in a set amount of energy. They already know what the result is going to be back, or is going to be what the result that they're going to get back, right? Your person is saying there's just, when it comes to romantic connections, love connections, and just relationships in general, it's unpredictable. And there's also kind of like a messiness to it. Tell me more about the Three of Wands. Okay, yeah. You know, reconciliation. It's being, we got the Two of Cups clarifying the Three of Wands. They don't have a lot of faith in romantic connections. They just don't. With can we be friends here? That's almost your person toying with the possibility of maybe that's just where you guys need to keep things, because they can manage that. They feel competent being your friend. They may not feel competent being, you know, anything more than a friend, like being a romantic partner or being a spouse or being a significant other. Your person could feel like that's too much responsibility. But really, that I feel, you know, especially with the South Node energy coming through, that's coming from a space of fear. Your person could have a very fixed energy. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius is fixed energy. Very averse to risk, right? Risk averse. Your person is associating mess and chaos and unpredictability, and and they're just not down for that. When we had the full energy come out earlier, you know, for me as a reader personally, that's Aries and Aquarius energy, but you know, Aquarius is that fixed energy. The full in the reverse, that's more Aquarius, because that is fixed. It's being afraid of taking that risk, which isn't always, you know, Aquarius energy, but fixed energy can have a difficult time with risk, right? Not saying it's impossible, but when a fixed energy is held back by, you know, fears and stuff like that, insecurities and self-doubt, you know, an element that is already fixed in its energy, that is already somewhat averse to risk, you know, somewhat, but, you know, being held back by their South Node energy, it's like, it's not that they're averse to risk. It's like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to stay over here where it's comfortable, it's predictable. I know exactly, you know, I know exactly when I put this much money in, I'm getting this much money back out, you know, metaphorically speaking. Your person is seeing relationships, marriage, committed relationships, romantic relationship is just, it's no, right? It's too messy. There's no way for them to measure that. It's like your person doesn't mind that 10 of Wands energy, but if they can measure it, I hope that makes sense. Okay, tell me more about still holding a grudge. Oh, Taurus energy is coming through strong right now. Still holding a grudge. Who is that? And it's coming out with the Knight of Cups. That's you. At least that's how they're seeing it, okay? And it could be relating to an offer on the table. Could also be a water energy with the Knight of Cups. What is that? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Tell me more about still holding a grudge, please. Tell me more about still holding a grudge. Okay. The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Not being flexible enough. Yeah, that's unmovable energy, not being flexible, not being able to juggle more than one thing at a time. You know, this is more on the specific side, but I mean, your person could legitimately have some form of is autism, is that neurodivergent? I don't know. But they could be on the autism spectrum, and they could just be very, 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 they could just be hyper dependent on structure and organization or stability, stuff like that. Like they have their routine, and that's the way that they like it, right? And so why is this here though? Why is this being brought up? That's the mess they're talking about. Your person might just be thinking they're better off alone. That's just the way they're feeling when it comes to, it's like, and that may be why too, they're like, can we be friends? Because they're feeling like they don't make a good spouse or a good significant other, because maybe they know, or they feel they don't have the kind of people skills, they don't have the kind of flexibility to be able to have some kind of an everyday life or a connection with someone else. It just requires too much flexibility that they feel that they don't have, especially if they're on, like, you know, the autism spectrum or something like that. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm not trying to offend, you know, anybody about that, but I do know that, you know, people that are on that spectrum do have difficulties with multitasking. They do have difficulties with, you know, routines not being followed, right? They do have a difficulty with routines being broken, okay? Tell me about haunted by the past. You know, haunted by the past could be something just as simple as your person knowing, like, you know, anytime your person's thought processing, anytime I try to get into romantic connections or try to do this thing, you know, it always blows up in my face, or things just don't go the way that they need to go, because I'm not the kind of person that can, I don't know, it's strange. Let me see. Haunted by the past. More South Node energy there. I mean, it could be something stemming from their childhood with the Page of Pentacles here. That can also talk about the Page of Pentacles in the upright position, can also talk about learning a lesson, like they've learned their lesson and they're not necessarily wanting to repeat whatever that past was. Not even calling it a mistake. It's just like they've tried that. It didn't work out. They learned their lesson. They're not necessarily wanting to do that again. So let me see what that is. Yeah, you know, Knight of Wands in the reverse. In the context of this is like, no, I don't even want to go there. They're not, you know, they're not lover boy, lover girl. They're not flirting. They're just, it's like dating, right? Is what it feels like that's coming in to. It's like they don't want to put any, you know, yeah, I can feel that. There's a kind of a muted energy coming through with your person, pile 3. I hope that makes sense. And it's like they feel more comfortable and at home in an environment that is already structured, and bringing in any kind of outside energy or outside routine just messes with your person's like energetic equilibrium, their mental and emotional equilibrium. They may look at themselves as they're not the dating type. They're not the courting type, right? They realize that. What's wound mates here? The 2 of, yeah, okay. The moon in the reverse, and that's well known. Your person is very, your person is understanding and realizing what's being triggered here. This is not anything that's happening beneath the awareness of their conscious mind. They know it's highlight. They get it. They are able to understand, like, when I try to be, you know, lover boy or lover girl or Mr. or Mrs. Romance or whatever the case may be, things break down really quick. I'm not my best. And that causes whoever I'm trying to be that person with to not be their best, and so I'm just better off being alone, right? That's how they're taking it anyway. They're not. This isn't anything that they're avoiding. I mean, with the moon in the reverse and the 2 of swords in the reverse, your person is fully facing some truths about themselves when it comes to their own inabilities, their own weaknesses. They know what their strengths are and they know what their weaknesses are. And right now they're seeing themselves as somebody where their weaknesses just, you know, they may not see themselves as the marrying type or the dating type or anything like that. What does this mean? If anything, for pile 3 and their connection with pile 3, and then we'll end your guys' reading. I mean, that's what it is with Can We Be Friends? Your person isn't necessarily just wanting, it's not that they don't want anything to do with you. You know, they're not saying that you're not worthy of having more than just friendship, but they're just looking at themselves as somebody like that. I'm just not that person. I'm not the marrying kind, or I'm not, you know, I'm not the kind of person to live with. Your person might be more comfortable with a dynamic where, you know, you can be committed, but maybe not see each other every day or not live together or something like that. I mean, it may be more of a untraditional, or what do they call, unconventional. Like, your person might do better in a romantic relationship that is very unconventional. And I mean, those are out there, right? Some people, you know, just because you have a propensity to want to live by yourself doesn't mean, you know, you can't experience romance in your life. There's going to be other people like that. But what your person is saying, pile 3, it's like, you know, from what your person is saying, what I'm gathering from this energy is they just, when they say I'm better off alone, it feels like what they're saying is I'm open to romance, but not the everyday kind, not the traditional kind, not the kind where you move in together and you live together and you see each other day in and day out. And it's like, no, there's kind of a separateness. Like your person is saying, I'll do romance, I'll even do a long-term relationship, but I don't want to live with anybody else. They just do better. They feel more at home, keeping routines separate, finances separate, and stuff like, maybe not even finance. It's something about routine is coming through, okay? And feeling better, like you have your space and I'll have my space, and you know, we'll come together and maybe see each other once or twice a week or something like that, okay? That's where your person feels they would thrive as a significant other, even as a spouse. All right, you guys, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. And don't forget about that notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye.